everyone. Good morning. Happy Monday. One quick second. Let me go over here and do this fun thing. That is not working for me. Why? Okay, here we go. Okay, there we are. Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. I'm going to jump back over here, make sure I can see the comments when you all are live. It is the week of 4th of July here in the US, which is a big celebration of independence and freedom. And that is why I wanted us to kind of theme this conversation to be in alignment with what, is on all of our minds as we celebrate this holiday this weekend. Good morning, Beth and Margot and everyone else watching wherever you are. So I'm like looking at both screens. I think we're good both places. All right, so this morning, hey Teresa, good morning, happy Monday. So this morning, I'm gonna give you a little background story. As always, there's a story behind everything. And this conversation was inspired back in May when I gathered all of the goddesses together. So the goddesses of 2022 and all of the goddesses, women who've been goddesses in a different year and all of the current goddesses. And I gathered them all together so we could write intentions. It was just like, let's hang out and let's be in each other's energy and ride the wave of, that goddess space and write intentions kind of for the new moon, but really for the summer. And I said, here's the thing, we're going to write 8 things that we want to manifest, but they have to be something that's fun and freedom related, And I gave them 10 minutes to do this while we were on Zoom, myself included. So as we're doing it, we're probably at about minute 8 or 9 when I just said, the funny thing is what's coming up as hard for me to think of is something around freedom. And some of the other goddesses said, yeah, me too. And we talked about it, and it has just one of those things that's just not left my mind. And I kept thinking like, why was that? That was really interesting, right? We're goddesses. I'm amongst them. We operate at the highest level of ascension in this work. So what was up with that? That was really interesting. And the more I thought about it, I realized this is actually a high achieving woman thing. So I wanted to talk about it this morning, and I thought this week, 4th of July, independence, freedom was a good time it's on everyone's mind. And oh, by the way, this Friday is a new moon. Always want to sow your seeds of intentions with the energy of a new moon. So timely for you to think about this all week and write your own list of 8 things you want to manifest that's fun and freedom. But here's the thing. I recognized that when I wanted a result in my life, and my high achieving women, let me know in the comments if you can relate. When I wanted a result, I became very serious, very responsible, very focused. I sacrificed everything. And I knew this was going to be like, heads down, fists ready. We're going in. This is battle. We're getting this thing done. And that was really the way I operated to create results in my life. Can any of you relate? Like, that's what we knew. Some of you evolve now and you're like, no, Tasha, I don't do that anymore. But how did you used to do it? For me, growing up, everything about the educational system, everything about our culture, everything about what I saw everyone else that was successful around me doing said, if you want to experience extreme success, you have to be very serious, very responsible, put your head in the books kind of thing, super focused, make a lot of sacrifice, and do an incredible amount of work. And what I recognized over time was I was truly enslaved by this mindset. For me, it was, this is the way. This is the way. And and that's what it felt like. You are a prisoner to this way of creating a result. And then I found manifesting, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is so sexy and so appealing. And I want in on this, because manifesting was like, you can have anything that you want in your life. You want your dreams, and in your little process that you've been using to create results, right? So you want a big result in your life, you got to get serious, responsible, you have to sacrifice, you got to be super focused, you got to work really hard. One of the things that I realized on that journey, especially when I failed and I did everything by the book and I found myself losing my business, losing my marriage, filing Chapter 11 bankruptcy, my health going to crap. And I was like, wait a second, what's up with this formula? I did the formula, I did what they said to do, and it's not working. And I realized you are literally, Tasha, a prisoner to this way of thinking. You have bought hook, line, and sinker that this is the only way. And then along comes manifesting. And because that's all I know how to do, what do you think I do? I start being super serious, super responsible, super sacrificed. Like, yeah, I'm going to do my visualization every single morning. I'm going to put in the effort. I'm going to be really serious about this because this is a big deal. These dreams are huge. And I'm serious about having them, manifesting them, whatever you want to call it. I'm serious about having them. So I brought the exact same formula to manifesting. I approached it exactly the way I knew how to do everything else. And guess what? Didn't work. Did not work. Well, let's not say it didn't work. It worked sporadically. And then I was like, this is a lot of work. And on top of that, I got to still be doing all the other work I'm doing. I got real serious about journaling the right way. I got to get real serious about my meditation time. I got to make sure I listen to all of these binaural beats. I got to do like all of this stuff now, in addition to everything else. And I got to figure out the formula exactly. And it didn't work. And it wasn't fun. It was literally, I just bought myself another job. And I realized in that moment, I had a light bulb moment where I realized, why do I want these dreams anyway? And maybe you can all share, like, why do you want your dreams? What is it? What is the result of having your dreams to you? So can you all just like blow up the chat? Let me see some of your responses. Why do you want to manifest the big dreams that you have? For me, I realized when I sat down, I was like, why am I willing to put in all of this effort and work and try to figure it all out? What is the thing for me? And it was that I wanted to experience fun. I really wanted to have a life that was fun, and I wanted freedom. That was the answer for me. I just wanted to be living this life that is fun and free. And I know that the women that I attract in my community, not only are you high achievers, so you understand where I'm coming from when I talk about our belief and our addictions and our enslavement in mindset to the fact that it has to be serious. It has to be, you have to be responsible. You have to sacrifice. You have to effort. You have to do everything perfect and just right. Even when you're manifesting, it literally has to be like by the book. I don't want to miss the step. Tasha, tell me exactly how you journal so I can put my commas in the exact same space, exclamations the way you do. Like, I need to perfect this, you know? And that's just you just brought over that entire mentality from how you used to do your work of the past, how you used to create results of the past, right? And we have to think about this. Why do you want to manifest these big dreams? For me, it's about fun and freedom, really. And I see like Bonnie just said, you know, she wants legacy. She wants all these things for her grandkids. And the truth, that's freedom, right? No matter which way you language it, you want to live an amazing life. You want to enjoy your life, and you want freedom for you and maybe the generations to come. So I know, and I know that we are mirrors of each other. I know that one of the things that I used to do, like, oh, I want to manifest all this because I want to make sure that my kids, when they say they want to go to a college, they can choose any college of their dreams. And I just know I'm going to be able to take care of it. Or I was like, oh, I just want to make sure I have enough money. If my parents ever need, I can take care of them. And all of that packaged up, I just wanted freedom. I wanted the freedom of choice. I wanted the freedom to be able to do anything I wanted to do, right? I wanted the freedom to live my dreams. So if you like really look at removing the packaging, the labels that you have. I want to do it to make sure my kids and my grandkids are provided for. I want to make sure I have the house of my dream. Truthfully, I promise you, if you strip it all away, it comes down to two words: fun and freedom. I promise you. Right? So yeah, Esther says, sense of a community, leave a positive legacy that's continued long after me. And why do you want the community that you want? What is it that you want for them, Esther? You want them to have freedom, right? I know this to be true about your mission. Freedom, period, end of story. So what I realized was that I was wanting an output, fun and freedom, but the input, the way I was going about it was rigid. It was super stressful. It was the total opposite of anything that was fun and freedom. And you can't have an input and then expect the output to be the same. Like if the input is rigidity, stress, not fun, right? Hard work, then the output is not going to be fun and freedom. It's going to be a match for the way you go about creating it. So this morning, what I want to do is really inspire you, really inspire you all to start to think about, where do you need more fun? So on my desk, I'm going to show you, I have this little Polaroid picture of myself. It's me on a hike in North Carolina. And the tour guide took this picture of me like randomly, I was sitting there and he was like, hey, look here, right? And took this picture. And I have it on my desk to remind me I need to prioritize fun in my life. This for me is what fun is all about, what it looks like, what it feels like. This moment, I need to prioritize fun. We didn't come here to work and die. That is not a purpose-filled life. And I want to inspire you this morning. What is fun? Do you really think about what is fun for you? And one of our goddesses that does this incredibly is Goddess Esther. Like, you all need to follow her because she literally goes to the butcher shop with her goddess crown. She goes to the garden shop with her goddess crown. She's like, just truthfully living and finding ways, very often, maybe not every day, but every time I see her on social media, it's like something fun, right? And maybe you can't do it every single day, but the first level is, do you even know what is fun for you? And the second thing is, what do you need to be freed from? I know that this message is coming up through me and for you, because again, one of the things that I love in these conversations is just to inspire you to think things you're not thinking. I promise you, if I know my high achieving women, you spend so much time focusing on the output, the measurable results, the like goals, and you're missing this piece about fun and freedom. And so I really want to, before we go any further, just get you to start thinking, well, you know what is really fun for me? And you know what's alarming? Sometimes a lot of women can't answer, or the answer that comes up is just something that you've like done all your life. And then but do I even still enjoy that? You know, like I used to love gardening. No, I don't. I don't want to be outside in the hot sun. Like, I love getting somebody to garden for me. Like, I really love it now. But for years, it was like the thing that I would say was fun, to dig the holes and yank out the weeds and like go to the garden shop and get the big rocks and bring them back and design it and put it all down and the mulch. And I was like, not fun anymore for me. No more. You know, so it's just evaluating as you grow to continue to ask yourself, well, what's fun today? What's fun right now? And what do you need to be freed from? Where do you need freedom? And so I'm gonna have this conversation around, when you are creating your life, when you're going to manifest, remember to use on the input side fun and freedom. Remember, as you are creating a life, as you are creating a list of things you want to manifest, always be creating from a place of, what's going to be fun for me? What's going to add more fun to my life? How can I even go about this process of creating what I want to manifest in a fun way? I'm just going to give you some examples of some of the things that I do, right? But one of the things that makes it fun for me is I'm unattached to the results. Like I'm writing what I want to manifest, but there is no pressure. There is no like, this has to happen in this time. That takes away the fun. Do you agree? Like, If you're like, I need this and I need the money and I need it in this time and I need the clients and I need my business to do this and I need it by this date, I like need it. And it's like all of this attachment. And maybe you don't even realize you have that attachment, but you've totally taken the fun out of it. Right? So think about, as you're creating, how can you make it fun? Another thing is, when I'm creating, I include material and non-material things. You all know me. When I create my manifesting list, sometimes I write on there, I want to see a pink bird. I want to see a dozen or more butterflies. One time I wrote, I want to manifest a giraffe. I want to manifest seeing a giraffe. It took me probably 2 to 3 months to see this giraffe. And when I saw it, I was in TJ Maxx and it was on a cover of a journal and it was just like this giraffe. I busted out laughing so hard. Everyone looked at me like I was crazy. I was just standing in front of a stack of journals laughing, like curled over laughing. Because you know what I love about manifesting and how I add joy in the input? I want to experience my power. That for me is the craziest way to like, when I'm going about creating and writing what I'm looking to manifest, I'm like, this is really just all a game of seeing how powerful I am channeling God's power through me to create to create something that doesn't exist into physical reality. Like, wow, thank you, God, universe, source, for this magical power. This is so fun. Like, what else can I create? And so I have the most randomest things in my manifestation list because I just want to make it fun. So here's another fun thing that I did. One week, I was writing out my manifestation list and I was like, out of nowhere, it's like, it'd be really cool. I don't promote one-on-one. But out of nowhere, this just came into my spirit. I was like, it'd be really fun if I manifested a $50,000 one-on-one client. I was like, Tasha, where's that? So then I was like, where's that going to come from? Nobody knows you even do that. Like, you don't talk about it. You're not inviting anybody to this. Where's that going to come from? It's like, I don't know, but that would be fun. So I wrote that. I swear to God, within a day or two, one of my prior goddesses reached out to me and asked for some support. I was like, you know what? My hourly rate is usually this, but as a past goddess, I'm happy to support you. I'll send you a link for $500. She was like, sure. So I send her the link. We have the call. The next week, I'm sitting down and I always reflect on, so what manifested last week, right? So I look back at the list and I see, oh my God, I wrote 50,000 and I manifested a one-on-one client for 500,000. I laughed my behind off. Oh my God, I laughed till it hurt. I was like, wait a second, God, universe, did you not see these other zeros here? Do I need to highlight them? I couldn't care less. It's just fun. Can you have that level of fun? In my business, I have a business that generates a significant amount of money. Right now, I'm in the process of inviting new goddesses into the Goddess World Circle. I ask them when we're on a call and they're ready and they're, saying yes. I have a big circle with just empty spots, and I turn my camera around and I run over there like a little girl and I fill their names in and we're both screaming, and it's just like fun. And it's business. It's big business stuff, right? But how can you make it fun? So that's Deanna. I love that. So that's the other, just a thing I want you to think about on the input side when you're creating. How can you make it more fun? Do you know what's fun for you? On the output, what are you actually creating? And how can you make prioritizing fun in your creations, right? So that's number one. Let's talk about freedom. On the input side, when you go to write a manifestation list or you go to manifest something, how can you sit and think, you know what? I'm actually going to I'm going to write this thing that I want outside of the paradigms that I have around what's possible for me, in what time frame it can happen, like where, who, what, the limits that you put on yourself, all of the things that really just take freedom out of the equation, because you have started the creative process from limitation, which literally just puts a ceiling on you. So how can you, as you're going to create, go, I have the freedom to create anything I want. There's no limits. There's no timeline. There's no need that I have. There's none of that. There's no urgency. I'm not in this prison of my mind and what's limiting me. I am literally going to get pen and paper or visualize or whatever it is, and I'm just going to shoot for the stars, right? No limits, because I am free to create anything I want. I am the one who decides. Not my limitations, not my stuff from the past, not what my parents said, not my traumas, none of that. I am free to create anything that I want. Can you create from that place? Sometimes when I'm supporting women in our programs, I'm like, why did you not add another zero? Like, what's the reason? Tasha, I want to do this because I want to retire in 7 years. 7 years? How about 7 months? Right? Like, that's a limitation. So how can you create from the space of freedom? And what do you really want to be free from when you are manifesting? For me, I spend a lot of time manifesting. I want to prioritize manifesting a Tasha that is free of worry, that is free of anxiety, that is free of any mental limitations, free from being stuck. I want to manifest a Tasha that is free to be me. Like, I truly want to manifest a Tasha that just feels freedom to be me, to just be myself in every area that I show up, whether it's my marriage, as a mother, in my work. I just want to, like I said, when I was sitting down and thinking about the goddesses that just enrolled, and I was like, these women just agreed to pay a significant amount of money for a program. And I'm over here hopping, skipping, and dancing and being silly and showing them me writing their names in a circle. And it's like, And then I was like, no, that's me. That's who I am. Right? I just want to be free to be me. So think through. Again, this Friday is it's always Financially Free Friday. It's also a new moon. It's the day after Independence Day. What does independence truthfully mean to you? For me, we are not free. We're not independent. We're not living those words unless we're truly free in our minds. My favorite quote, Bob Marley: emancipate yourselves from mental slavery. I realized the way I operated in the past was truly mental slavery. Nobody is coming to unlock that prison but me, right? So what do you really want to create now with this, in this powerful time where freedom is the energy of the day collectively? And it's the summer, you get to ride that wave and really start to look at how can you have more fun, right? Free to be me. Okay. Think through that, ladies. And I said all of that to say two things. Number one, next week I start my US tour. I will be in Atlanta next Thursday night, July 11th. And let me just tell you, Atlanta showed up. We booked a restaurant for like 10, 12 people. I think we're up to 40 women who are showing up for this gathering. So those of you that have said yes to come in to meet us in Atlanta, the restaurant's not going to do. We're going to have to meet at a different location, and it'll just be more spacious, and we can hang out and chat and really be fun and free. And so I just want everyone who had planned to come to meet me in Atlanta to know that we have changed to the Avalon Hotel in Alpharetta. That's where I'll be staying. And so we're going to meet in the lobby and have drinks and stuff right next door in their little restaurant and bar. So it's not going to be the restaurant you thought. July 11th, it will be at the Avalon Hotel. If you want all the details, make sure you write tour. Go ahead and type tour. Even if you did it before, right? Go ahead and type tour in the comments so you can get the updated information sent to you in Facebook Messenger. Also, DC, don't let Atlanta show you up like this. Come on, ladies in DC. Bring your friends, bring your mother. I don't care who you bring. Let us have an amazing time. We're meeting at a rooftop bar on the wharf. It's going to be amazing. And that's going to be July 8th. So again, for all of the information, type tour. So that's that. But here's what I really want everyone to hear. Whether you live in Atlanta or you live in DC, in November, we will be having our live in-person, the Wealth Circle experience, November 21st to 24th. So just write that in your calendar right now. Meet Tasha at the beach. It's going to be in Fort Lauderdale. All of the details are going to come to you tomorrow. So tomorrow, every woman who's on the invite list, yes, I did. I sat and I looked through thousands of women and I handpicked the women who are invited, and everyone who has been invited, you will get your invitation tomorrow, July 2nd. You will be getting it by mail. You'll be getting an SMS. You'll be getting email. We'll be posting it and tagging you. We will send it to you in the bot. We're literally dropping it everywhere tomorrow. And you have a few days to take advantage of the early bird pricing. So I just want to give you notice. Look everywhere tomorrow. Those of you that have been invited, the invitation drops tomorrow. And if you want to make sure you get all the details and don't miss it, type the word tour as well. I know probably most of you that watch me every single Monday morning, I see you, and I know I probably hand selected you anyway. So go ahead and type the word tour. And if you're on the invitation list, you will get the information for the November live event. The link drops tomorrow. I am so excited. And here's, again, back to the theme of fun and freedom. One of the things that high achieving women do is when you go to plan your year, you sit down and you get super serious. You get your calculator out, you get little spreadsheets, and you look at your business and you look at your strategy and all the things that you're going to do. And I can tell you that works. I'm not saying it doesn't work, but you know what's really powerful? One of the defining moments in my business trajectory was one year I got together with one of my dear friends. I was in Costa Rica. I was away during the holiday season. We got on the phone and we literally we just shared our dreams and our desires for the next year. And I probably 4 times my income, which was already high that year. And so I sat back, I'm a little scientist. And so it's like, why did that work? Because I was relaxed. I was having fun. I was away from my regular environment, right? I was out in Costa Rica at the beach, and I literally was just talking to my friend and we were just dreaming together. And bam, that relaxed, fun, easy energy just catapulted the results that I had in my business. If I were to sit down with a calculator and write logically the things that I wanted that year, it would have seemed impossible to me. So I am creating that same experience for those of you that are invited to come to the beach with me, be in a room with incredible high energy women, and I'm going to guide you around how to use that energy to create 2025. You want to be in that room. You want to be at that table. And oh, by the way, we have so much fun. So watch this space tomorrow. Hang on. Let me come over here. Everybody make sure you type tour. Who's going to be there? Who's going? So that all of your sisters can see that you're going to. And you guys are just going to have an amazing time. All right. Go have a wonderful Monday and an amazing 4th of July. Those of you that are here in the US. Enjoy time with your family and celebrating your independence and your freedom. And then use the next day to truly create it. All right. I love you all. Have a great rest of the day. Bye, everyone.